trucks, and we're talking about not pickups, Ian, but trucks that haul things. We saw the video of that big sort of 18-wheeler rig drifting in the desert.
There we go.
So that's a great video. I loved this when it first hit the internet. It went viral right away. But what are you using to power that? Is it just electric motors?
It's high-power electric motors plus a range extender, which is a gas turbine generator.
And why a gas turbine generator? I mean, the idea of putting a turbine on a car, it's a very 60s kind of Batman thing that never really picked up.
Yeah. As is this video where it appears that the helicopter is about to land.
Pretty awesome.
Truck.
The helicopter pilot was crazy. Yeah, that was fun. So yeah, they tried turbines in cars in the 60s, but they tried to drive the wheels with them, and you can't do that because turbines are only efficient at full power, and most of the time cars run at very low power, so the fuel consumption was horrible.
And traction would be pretty difficult.
And control is another problem, yes, behind that. But now that we've got high-power batteries and high-power electric motors, then we can drive the vehicle with the electric motors with efficiency right across the range, and then the turbine is just driving a generator, keeping the batteries charged. And that means we can run the turbine at its most efficient operating point until the battery's full and then shut it down. So we don't care that it's not efficient at low power.
So you essentially use the turbine as a range extender.
Yes.
That we see in, for example, BMW i3. They use a range extender, but this is much more fuel efficient and powerful.
Once you can do it, then the reasons to use a turbine are it's about a tenth the weight for the same power, and it's at least 10 times better in fuel efficiency.
All right, so this all sounds great. How far along is it? How far are we from having this actually rolled out in scale in commercial trucks?
So we have a couple of FedEx trucks on the road now for 18 months. We're going to deliver our first garbage truck in a couple of months.
Wow. Do you have any sense of how much FedEx is saving on fuel?
I can't really talk about that, but in garbage trucks we save about $35,000 a year in fuel,
wow,
about $20,000 in maintenance. So we save more than half the fuel and more than half the emissions.
Per truck?
Per truck.
So
$35,000 a year per truck.
Oh, they burn $55,000 to $60,000 a year in fuel.
Wow.
Garbage trucks burn 14,000 gallons.
What do you say to people who say actually electric cars aren't so green because nobody knows how to deal with disposing the batteries yet?
Oh no. So that's
and because you need to use mostly coal-powered plants to generate the electricity.
Yeah, well that's true. That's true. And so in fact we say that our system is cleaner than an EV because that turbine engine has lower emissions than the average mix of power stations in the US. So you'll have lower emissions if you don't plug it in and you burn fuel in the turbine.
Right, depending obviously on how you charge your electric car. I mean, if you use solar power to charge your
well, you could have put that into the grid, so...
Yeah. All right, so you're getting actual corporate customers that are using this. Where do you want to go with it? Where do you see the future of... And by the way, the technology is called the Fulcrum, right? Which is a cool name for a turbine, gas turbine.
That's the turbine generator, yes. So we plan to dominate the powertrain space in these kind of trucks. So imagine if one of the diesel engine manufacturers came out and said, hey, you know, we've been struggling to get 3%, 5% improvement in fuel efficiency and emissions. We've got a new powertrain technology that will give you 60% improvement in fuel efficiency, 60% improvement in emissions, same performance. Wouldn't that change the world?
It would. It's very interesting stuff.
So
thank you so much, Ian.